Hello students. So in previous classes we discussed about introduction to macroeconomics. In that we discussed introduction, emergence of macroeconomics, nature of macroeconomics, Great Depression, and also we discussed about scope of macroeconomics, and the last topic was capitalistic economy. In that we discussed how it was functioning, and what were the features of capitalistic economy, right? And also we discussed about examples. So in previous class we discussed about scope of macroeconomics. So in that I clearly explained that the scope of macroeconomics like major sectors, national income, general employment, theory of general price, theory of money, international trade. And also importantly I told which one the major sectors in this chapter only we should discuss. So in this chapter now we have to discuss about households, firms, government and external sector. So these four sectors are very important. That's why these are all called as major sectors of macroeconomics. Major sectors of macroeconomics. So now we have to discuss one by one what is the meaning of households, then firms, government and external sector. Okay, now one by one we have to discuss. So these are all called as context of macroeconomics. Context of macroeconomics. So context of macroeconomics is nothing but explaining about major sectors, explaining about the major sectors of an economy. So what are the major sectors of an economy, especially in macroeconomics? Households, firms, government and external sector. So first one is households. So households, they are owners of factors of production. They are owners of the factors of production. Households means especially land, labor, capital, organization. These are all called households. So without these factors, these are all called as the factors of production. Which one? Land, labor, capital, organization. Land, labor, capital, organization. These are very important in the production process, because without these factors we cannot produce goods and services. So that's why these are all called as factors of production. Factors of production. And also, households are the owners of the factors of production. Households are the owners of the factors of production. So households we can explain a single individual who takes decisions, a single individual who takes decisions relating to his own consumption. Consumption means using goods and services, utilizing goods and services, consuming goods and services. What purpose? To get satisfaction or satisfy their wants. Okay, consumption means consuming goods and services, that is depends upon themselves only. So suppose if you want to purchase, if you want to consume anything, that is depends upon your mentality, your want, that is your want. As like here households means is nothing but, say, households consists of people. Households consists of people. These people work in firms as work in firms as workers and earn wages. Households consists of people. These people work in firms as workers and earn wages. Same, they are also working and they are getting income like wages. See here, households also save the money and pay taxes. Households are save the money and pay taxes to the government. So here, just clarify this. Households means nothing but a single individual who takes decisions relating to his own consumption, or a group of individuals for whom decisions relating to consumption, especially for the sake of consumption or to do consumption, what they are planning, what they are thinking, what they are selecting, what they are choosing, that is depends upon their mentality. So especially households are consists of people. Households consist of people. Households consist of people, so they are owners of the factors of production. Factors of production are land, labor, capital, organization. So households, they are working in the firms as workers and earn wages, and they also save the money, and they're paying money as taxes. They're paying money as taxes to the government, and they're also working in the government departments and earning salaries. They're earning salaries. They're not only working in private, they are also working in government departments. What the people are working means, that is, they are called as households. They are called as household because few people are owners of the land, few people are working using their labor, and few people are investing, few people are establishing. What is the organizer work? Organizer work is combining all these three things I explained earlier. Which one? Land, labor, capital. The organizer work is combining the land, labor, capital, and produce using these three things should produce goods and services. And after production, the main intention is by selling this, earn profit. By selling the goods and services in the market and earn profit. So here households are nothing but, see, households are the owners of factors of production. Factors of production: land, labor, capital, organization. Few people are having land, few people are working, like they're putting their effort, they're like laborers using their labor. Then few people are investing money, and few people are using their knowledge, technique, what we can say, their intellectual plannings. So how we can produce, that is everything decided by the organizer. So organizer work is combining all these three things. These means land, labor, capital, organization. Like land, labor, capital. Land, labor, capital. Using these three things, the organizer should produce goods and services, selling the same thing in the market. What purpose? To earn profit. So they also save the money, and they are also paying taxes to the government. They are also working in the government departments and earn salaries. Households, owners of the factors of production. So they are owners of the firms. They are the owners of the firms and earn profits. And firms like companies, they can also earn rent. How? By leasing land. Those who are having land, they are, what they are doing? Providing that land for the sake of lease. So using that, they are earning rent. And they are earning interest. How? By lending capital. So that's why, see, the four factors of productions are land, labor, capital, organization. So households are owners of the factors of production. Those who are having land, they are providing for which one? Lease. That time they will get rent. Those who are having labor, those who are working, they will get wages. Those who are having money, they are investing, for that sake they are getting interest. Those who are organizing, using all these three things, using technique, technology, planning, so everything. So combining these three things, he will produce the goods and services and sell in the market. After selling the market and providing all these three things, what they have remaining, that is called as profit. So the work of the organizer or organization, that is combining all these three things and produce goods and services. So after that, he will sell in the market the same goods and services. By selling that, what he has earning, that is called as revenue. I explained clearly before class. So what he has earned revenue, out of that he has divided. He should be distribute. Those who are using of the land, we have to provide the service like rent. Using of the labor, we have to provide a reward, that is wages. Using of capital, we have to provide the reward, interest. And remaining what he has, that is called as profit. So land, labor, capital, these are all four factors of production, and these are all rewards to the factors of production. Using of land, so for that sake they will get rent. using of labor they will get wages, using of capital they will get interest, and for the sake of organizer work he will get profit. So up to this, households are nothing but they are owners of the factors of production. That means those who are having a land, they are also households. Those who are working in factories like land, agricultural land, even companies, even government departments, private departments, they are called as laborers. Either their daily wages or monthly wages, like whoever who are working, they are laborers, and they are getting labor wages. And those who are investing, those who are having more money, so that is those who are investing, that is called as capital. For that sake, what purpose, like they are investing, when they are investing they will get interest, and without these three things, few people like organizers, so they are also getting the profit. How? Combining all these three things, they are producing goods and services and sell in the market in same things, and by selling that, what they are earning revenue, out of the revenue they are distributing the income. Purpose of the using of land, purpose of the using of labor, purpose of the using of capital, they are providing these three things as a rewards. So after distributing all these three things, remaining what he has, that is called as profit. Okay, up to this, households, very important. As like a second important major sector is firms. Firms are, so the production units, we can call, like production units will be called as firms. Production units will be called as firms. Production unit means those who are producing goods and services. Those who are producing goods and services, they are called as firms. So to produce goods and services, we need these four factors. Without this, we cannot produce goods and services. But who will produce goods and services? Producers. They are called as firms. The firms purchasing the land, labor, capital, organization, and for that sake, after purchasing that or after utilizing that, they will provide rent, wages, interest, and profit. So here, firms, the production units will be called as firms. The production units will be called as firms. In a firm, the entrepreneur like organizer, hires wage labor. So what is the meaning of wage labor? Already explained what is the meaning of wage labor. So wage labor is nothing but buying and selling. So buying and selling of the wage, in a market at a particular price, that is called as wage labor. So here the firms are production units. In a firm, the entrepreneur hires wages. That is a wage labor from the market. So wage labor means nothing but sold and purchased against wages. Wage labor means, that is we can say like that, wage labor means sold and purchased against wages. The labor which is sold and purchased against wages, that is called as wage labor. Otherwise, wage rate means the sale and purchase of labor service at a particular price. So the firms are producing goods and services. The main aim is producing goods and services, and selling that they should get profit. They should earn profit. So that is, the production units will be called as firms. In a firm, the entrepreneurs hires wage labor from the market. So he employs the services of capital and land, like using all these things: land, labor, capital. See, here labor, here land, here capital. Land, capital, and wage. So after hiring all these inputs, he undertakes the task of production. Who? Firms is nothing but organizer. So firms are production units, are those who are producing goods and services, they are called as firms. Okay, firms is nothing but is a production unit, business unit, production unit or business unit. See, firms are, what they will do in a firm, the firm, that is the entrepreneur means organizer hires wage labor labor from the market at a particular price, sale and purchase of the labor service, that is wage labor from the market, and he employs the services of capital and land. What purpose? To production. To do production he needs which one? Land and capital and also wage. So after hiring these inputs, these three inputs, he undertakes the task of production. He undertakes the task of production. And firms buy factors from households. Firms buy factors from households to produce goods and services, because households are owners of the factors of production. Factors of production are land, labor, capital, organization. Firms buy factors from households. What purpose? To produce goods and services and sell them in the market and earn profit. This is the main motive of the firms. The main motive of the firms, that is, firms buy factors from households. What purpose? To produce goods and services and sell them. Them means goods and services in the market and earn profits. In this process, here the organizer or firms undertakes risks and uncertainties. Risk means problems. Uncertainty means there is no guarantee. For example, he may not get a high enough prices. Suppose what he has produced goods and services, for that he may not get a high enough price for the goods and services what they produced. This may lead to fall in the profit. Sometimes by expecting more, producers or firms are producing more goods and services, but unexpectedly the demand for goods and services, what will happen? It will be fall. So when the demand for goods and services fall, that time they will get less profit. So that's why in this process they will face, organizers or firms should be face risks and uncertainty. Uncertainty means there is no guarantee what will happen. For example, the situation what we are observing, COVID-19, is anybody expected this? No. So that's why that is uncertainty. And risk means depends upon the situation, depends upon the demand and supply. If the supply is more, that time demand will be less. If the demand will be more, that time also supply will be less. Okay, if the supply will be more, demand will be less. If the demand will be more, that time again the price will be increased. Through this they will earn more profit. Suppose there is no demand, the price will be less. When the price is less, they will get loss only. So here in a capitalist country, the factors of production earn their income. Means for land, rent; for labor, wages; for capital, interest; for organization, profit. That is only through the process of production. Through this they will earn their rewards. The factors of production earn their rewards. So this is firms. This is called as firms. Next, another important major sector is government. In both developed and developing countries. The role of the state means government. In both developed and developing countries, the role of the state means government, includes, so what the government's work is framing laws. Laws means that is rules and regulations. What purpose? To secure the country, to save the country, then to provide good facilities to the people, for the welfare of the country. So the government framing laws, that is law and order, and enforcing them and delivering justice. That is the government introduced, that is police, then law, like courts, like this. They are providing basic facilities, and also for the sake of security, for the sake of save the people, they are introduced defense military system. So these are all called as framing rules and regulations, enforcing them and delivering justice. Everyone should get the justice. So here the government undertakes the production. Apart from imposing taxes. Suppose if anybody producing more goods and services using using more natural resources, by wasting more natural resources, if anybody are producing goods and services, that time they will imposing more taxes. If anybody, the persons are getting more and more profit without getting any government permission, they're producing goods and services, that time also the government interfere in imposing taxes and spending money. So what they are collecting, the government work is the collecting money in the name of tax and providing basic facilities to the people. The government best work is collecting money in the name of tax and like receiving the money from the people in the name of tax, and the same money they are providing to the people through providing basic facilities, providing basic facilities. So here the government undertakes the production apart from imposing taxes and spending money on building public infrastructure, that is like running schools, colleges, providing health services, that is government hospitals, government schools, government colleges, transportation. Okay, like this government providing all the basic facilities to the people, the government collecting the taxes, and the same thing they are using, the government using provide basic facilities to the people. That is very important work done by the government. So government is playing very important role in the both developed and developing countries. So what the government doing, that is framing the laws. Framing the laws means rules and regulations, should be, should not be, should do like this, should not do like this. Okay, this is good, this is bad. Okay, don't do like this. Okay, and in the same laws enforcing them, that is the rules are that is they are maintaining and enforcing them and delivering justice, what is good, what is bad. Okay, so like this the government playing very important role, and the government is here the government is called as state undertakes production apart from imposing taxes. That means the government controls the production process. If the government wants to increase the production, that time they will decrease the tax rate. If the government wants to decrease the production process, at that time they will increase the tax rate. Okay, like this the government takes the production process from apart from imposing taxes and spending money, through the same money they are using building of public infrastructure, running schools, colleges, providing health services, etc. So this is one of the important major sector in the economy, that is government playing very important role, in both developing and developed countries. What purpose? To provide basic facilities to the people, and also they are introducing or framing laws, rules and regulations, and enforcing them and delivering justice. Each and everyone should get all the basic facilities, and each and everyone should get all the should follow rules and regulation done introduced by the government. Okay, so this is very important, another important sector, that is government. And last, that is fourth one, already we discussed about household, firms, now the government. The fourth one is external sector. External sector is fourth important sector, that is in our major sector study. So that is especially trade with external sector. The trade, if we the trade can be do within the country and also outside of the country. So trade with external sector can be divided into two kinds. One is exports, another one is imports. So as you know that exports and imports very important, two kinds of the external sector, very important kinds of the external sector. So what is the meaning of that export and what is the meaning of import? So export, sale of goods and services, that is from one country to another country, that is called as export. And purchasing goods and services from one country to other country to our country, that is called as import. Very important. One is export is sale of goods and services from our country to other country. So that is called as export. And another important, import, receiving or purchasing goods and services from other countries to our country, that is called as import. Okay, so these are all very important. Four major sectors, four major sectors. One is, because to development in the to develop the country, external sector also very important, because all goods and services cannot be get in our country, because natural resources are very less, natural resources are very less. In this situation, not possible to produce all goods and services, not possible to produce all goods and services. So in this situation, few goods only we have to produce, and remaining what we are expecting, what our country people are need, that type of goods we should receiving, or we should purchase from other country, we should purchase from other country. So in this situation, to face the situation, compulsory government should purchase goods and services from other country, and also other countries also need our country goods and services. That's why we are exporting, sale of goods and services, sale of goods and services from our country to other country, our country to other country, that is called export. And purchase of goods and services from other country to our country, that is import. Okay, these are very important major sectors in macroeconomics, otherwise in an economy, in an economy. Thank you.